Hello students, how are you? Hoping you and your family in good health and fighting with corona by staying at home. Be safe. So today we are going to study the sugar manufacturing and how to go for doing the energy efficiency in sugar industry. Starting with that, we'll just go through the introduction of the sugar industry. If you just see that the number of sugar factories as on 2007 are 608. That is the number of sugar factories in India are 608 in 2007. Cooperative sugar factories are 317. Private sugar factories are 229. And public sugar factories are 62, which makes the total of 608 sugar factories in India. The production of sugar in 2006-2007 is 280 lakh tons. Sugar production was there. So where was the energy utilized in sugar industry, or in what terms the energy was utilized in sugar industry? It was utilized in terms of steam for process heating and turbo drives. It was utilized as electricity in running various devices or equipments in the sugar industry. So the energy consumption of sugar industries goes on varying, or it depends upon its capacity of sugar industry and steam generating parameters, vintages and equipment used into the sugar industry. So as you come to know that where the energy is how the energy is utilized, or where the energy is utilized in the sugar industry, now next step will be definitely is the scope for improving the energy efficiency in sugar plants, or why there is need of increasing the increasing the energy efficiency in sugar industry in India. If you just see that in India, the sugar plants are old plants, as I have discussed during the lectures of cogeneration, that the sugar industries which are set up in India are long back in 1970s, and we are in 2020. Definitely the new technology has been there related to the sugar manufacturing. But today also the sugar in India, the sugar is manufactured with the same old technology which was there in 1970s. So definitely the huge amount of energy is utilized in these industries, and that is the major hurdle for him, or that can be the area where you can go for doing the energy efficiency. And the sugar industries which are there in India are of a small capacities. Along with this, how we can go for making the energy efficiency in sugar industry, we'll see in the latter part of this particular lecture. Moving ahead is the energy consumption in the sugar industry. What is the energy consumption in the sugar industry? If you just see that the specific electricity energy consumption is 30 units per ton of cane with the electric motor and DC drives. That is 24 units per ton of sugar cane with diffusers. So the specific thermal energy steam consumption is 38% on cane. And the total energy consumption is 0.7 to 0.87 gigajoule per ton of cane crushed in India. And if you compare that with the world, it is 0.5 to 0.6 gigajoule per ton of cane crushed throughout the world. So definitely the India is consuming more energy for crushing sugar cane as compared to the world. So we'll go through the manufacturing process of a sugar industry. As you have seen that you must have studied this manufacturing of sugar either in CPS or CPGT. This is the flow sheet of manufacturing of sugar. Already I have shared this or forwarded on the WhatsApp group. You can go through this particular manufacturing process of the sugar. We'll just see that what are the steps involved in the manufacturing of sugar. So the first is the juice extraction. So in the first step, it is the milling process, where the juice is extracted from the sugar cane, and this is called as a cane handling, cane preparation. After going through this milling process, a fibrous material called as a bagasse, which is left after the milling, which can be used as a fuel for steam generation further. We'll see that later on. Next step is, after extracting the juice from the sugar cane, the next step is the juice clarification, where the particulate solids are removed from the juice to clarify the juice, where the juice is heated initially, that is the raw juice is heated initially, and then sulfitation is done by milk of lime and SO2 gas, where the dissolved impurities are precipitated out and separated from the juice, and then it is passed through the filtration where the filter cake or the cake is removed from the juice and the juice is clarified. So this is the second step. Then this clarified juice is passed to the evaporating section, which is the main part of the sugar industry where huge amount of energy is utilized. Here it has been said that 70% of the water is available in the sugar juice, which is to be evaporated, and that is done in the evaporating section. That is, the juice concentration is done from 15 brix to 60 brix. For this we use the multiple effect evaporator. So the major steam consumption is done in this particular section. Then after evaporating the sugar juice, it is passed through the crystallization process, which is done by the pan boiling or batch type vacuum pans. Here the mixture of molten liquids and crystals are crystallized by cooling into this particular system. So the crystallization process, which is done for 48 to 72 hours, is where the crystal formation takes place. After the crystal formation, it is passed through the centrifuge, where the batch centrifuge or the continuous type of centrifuges are used, and here the crystals and the liquid is separated. This liquid is called as a molasses and is also a byproduct of a sugar industry. And then after the centrifuge, the crystals are passed through the drying process, grading, and then it is passed to the packing, where 15 to 20% of the moisture is removed. This, in short, I have told you the manufacturing process of the sugarcane sugar. Then moving ahead, as I have discussed that the various byproducts which are coming out of the sugar industry can be used for energy efficiency into the sugar industry. Firstly, if you just see that the bagasse which is coming out through the first step in the sugar manufacturing, this bagasse is rich in the cellulose fiber. As it is rich in the cellulose fiber, it can be used for the cattle feed, as a cattle feed. It can reduce the wood and bamboo utilization as a fuel for steam generation, which can reduce the deforestation. Then it can be used for peripheral manufacturing, and it can be used as a fuel in producing the steam. Today in the cogeneration system or cogeneration plant, as was discussed earlier while we are going through the cogeneration chapter, we are using this bagasse as a fuel to produce the high pressure steam in the cogeneration system. Then moving ahead, we have the molasses, which is coming out after passing it through the centrifuge. This molasses is largely used for producing the alcohol in all the sugar industries, and today it is added as a fuel, or it is 5% of the molasses is blended into the gasoline as a fuel. Then moving ahead with the byproduct, one of the byproduct which is coming out of the sugar industry is also a filter cake, which is rich in the organic matter. It is 63% rich in the organic matter. So definitely it is good as a cattle feed. So it can be used as a cattle feed, or it can be used into the fields also. These are the byproducts which are coming out of the sugar industry. And as we have discussed in the cogeneration plant, that today the Indian government is making more emphasis onto the sugar industries to go for the cogeneration plant, so that the energy requirement towards the government will be reduced, and there will be addition to the state electricity board with the help of a cogeneration plant. So again, I will just define what is a cogeneration plant. Cogeneration plant is the producing the process steam and electricity from same primary fuel, which is done into the sugar industry, because the primary fuel is the bagasse, and from this bagasse we produce the process steam which is required by the sugar industry, and we also produce the electricity which will be utilized by the sugar industry, and the remaining electricity will be sell out to the state electricity board. So this cogeneration is becoming more popular today in today's era. Then moving ahead with the how we can go for doing the energy efficiency into the sugar industry. So in short, I will just go through this how we can go for doing the energy efficiency in the sugar industry. First is the direct production of white sugar in a cane sugar mill, then mini sugar plant, what we also call it as a khansari plant, sugar cane waste conversion into the jar, then quantifiable third effect evaporator of for the sugar melting, bagasse dryers, condensate flashing system, then going for the field types of sulfur burners, planetary gearbox for crystallizers, cogeneration, bagasse based cogeneration, wet cell gasifications, then mechanical vapor compression technology to recover low pressure wasting, then low specific energy mill drives, that is instead of DC you can go for using the AC systems, then adsorption of falling film evaporator, vertical continuous vacuum pan for massicure boiling, low pressure extraction systems, then membrane filtration for sugar manufacturing. These are some of the systems which can be implemented into the sugar industry for reducing the energy consumption in the sugar industry. So not going much into the deep, because already I have shared this particular files onto the WhatsApp group. You can go through in detail. I will just give you the advantages of this particular methods of doing the energy efficiency into the sugar industry. That is the direct production of white sugar in cane sugar mill. No membrane separation is required. Chemical regeneration of the carbon is utilized, which enhance the attractiveness of the process. So these are the advantages of direct production of white sugar in a cane sugar mill. Then mini sugar plant, which is also called as a khansari plant. We can go for khansari plants today. The advantages of the same is in non-sulfitation plant, sulfitation processing equipment is eliminated from this process. So the sulfitation process is totally removed if you go for the mini sugar plants or the khansari plants. So that adds to the energy efficiency. Then sugarcane waste conversion into the char. So various materials are remaining as it is, which cannot be used. That is after cutting down the sugarcane and processing the sugarcane, for example as a dry sugarcane leaves etc., which cannot be used as a cattle feed etc., which can be converted into the char and can be used for briquette manufacturing. So this system can go for the clean, has a conversion efficiency of 30% and operate as a continuous batch process. Then quantifiable third effect evaporator for sugar melting. This reduces the steam consumption on huge amount instead of going for the traditional evaporators to be used into the sugar industries. Then moving towards the bagasse dryer, this improves the efficiency with the better pollution control. So whatever the bagasse which is coming out of the process can pass through the air which is coming out of the sugar industry, and the bagasse can be dried, and at the same time the ash which is coming out of this particular air can be absorbed by the bagasse, and this can be used as a fuel for the in a cogeneration system for producing the steam. Then condensate flashing system. As I have told you that in the evaporating section 70% of the water is evaporated. So if you go for the condensate flashing system, you can go for reducing the steam consumption by 2 to 3% on the cane. Improves waste management of the water management of the plant also. Then moving ahead is the film type sulfur burner. We can use the film type of a sulfur burner, which gives the advantage of steady burning, capacity variation from 70 to 300 kg per hour. Then minimum SO2 generation can be there if you are using the film type sulfur burner. Optimum sulfur consumption will be there. Maintenance is free, long life and zero pollution if you go for the film type of sulfur burner into the sugar industry today. Then planetary gearbox for crystallizer, which improves the efficiency resulting in energy saving. Cogeneration, as I told you that we have discussed about the cogeneration in detail. So the bagasse based cogeneration plants can be used in the sugar industry, which has the high efficiency, reduces cost of the plant, increase the power reliability and quality of the energy produced, that is steam and electricity both, reduces the emission or the pollution reduction is there, and definitely it will add to the finance or financial profitability. Then going ahead, wet cell gasification, which the advantages of the same are produce large volume of heat effectively, running on a combination of biomass sources. So if you go for the wet cell gasification, it can be run on the biomass, that is the waste which is remaining after, in a sugar industry, can be used in the wet cell gasification. Then mechanical vapor compression techniques to reduce the low pressure waste steam. Advantages are low specific energy consumption, reduces load on cooling tower, high performance coefficient, simple process for operation and maintenance. Moving ahead, mill drives, you can go for using AC motors instead of DC motors today, so which has low maintenance cost. Power saving can be 3 to 5% if you are using AC motors instead of DC motors. Efficiency is also high. Then next, if efficiency technique is the adsorption of falling film evaporator, which reduces steam consumption, high heat transfer rate, increases throughput of evaporator, minimum internal pressure drop is there in the adsorption of falling film evaporator. Next is the vertical continuous vacuum pan for Mosquito boiling. Definitely the steam consumption will be reduced if you go for using the vertical continuous vacuum pan for Mosquito boiling. Then low pressure extraction system can be used into the sugar industry today for reducing the steam consumption. And last is the membrane filtration for sugar manufacturing. Definitely if you go for using the membrane technology for sugar manufacturing, it may reduce the huge amount of energy required by the sugar industry. To state the few advantages are greater sugar recovery, reduces juice color, maintenance is low, and energy consumption or the steam consumption is nil. So these are some of the energy efficiency which can be done into the sugar industry. So in short, I have tried to explain this particular sugar manufacturing and how we can do the sugar energy efficiency into the sugar industry. Already I have shared this particular file onto, or I have forwarded this particular file onto the WhatsApp group. Go through that into further detail clarification. Hoping with this that in future I will share some more lecture videos of the chapters of ECR. With this, hoping that you will be safe by staying at the home. Take care of your and your family. Thank you.